Good morning, Steve.
Good morning, Melanie. How are you?
I'm pretty good. How are you?
Good, good.
Good. How was your weekend?
It was good. It was pretty full. I spent a lot of time with family and I was outside, you know, my garden and kayaking. How was yours?
Nice. It was good. Yesterday we were out for a walk and we chased the storm. We were able to get in a walk around Baker and Boness for a couple of hours just before the storm and the rain started rolling in. So it was kind of fun.
Good. Yeah, it's nice being out in nature, isn't it?
It is. And man, there was a lot of people out at Baker and Boness Park
Yeah,
yesterday. Well, it was Father's Day, so that was part of it. And everyone was barbecuing and jumping
yeah,
around and having a great time.
good. That's
Yeah.
the way weekend should be.
Yes, yes. I could see that everyone had smiles on their faces. They seemed to be enjoying themselves, which is really good. And it kind of brought something up for me that I've been thinking about, and I did an email about a couple of weeks ago for the staff at CAS, is that, this COVID-19 in the last 3 months has really put the pressure on us, hasn't it? Like it's really kind of made or break some of us.
Absolutely.
Like it's
I-
been such an unprecedented challenge in our world, our whole entire world, that I think, for some folks, they've just risen to the challenge and stepped outside of their comfort zone, and they've been able to just, be out there to help people, to support people, to share even just a word of encouragement or some practical resources.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. You see it all the time.
Yeah, yeah, and that's been just the silver lining in the silver lining for me in this whole thing.
Yeah, I think so too. I think COVID has really helped us start moving, towards, looking at ourselves and what we value in our lives and reflecting upon that, the
Yeah.
good and the bad.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw just on this program this morning that there's a woman who she just had a whole bunch of beads in her house, and she wondered how she could use these beads to help people. So she started beading masks.
Oh, what a neat idea. Yeah.
Yes, out of beads. It was
Yeah.
so cool. And then she just puts them on the a Facebook page and gives them away. Whoever needs a mask, there you go. She's given away 14 or 16 masks, she said.
Yeah.
Handmade. She's got different designs in them with the different colored beads. I just think that is so
What a
amazing.
great idea. Yeah. So
Yes, so
that's a
innovative.
good example of looking at things positively, right? Because all the
Yes,
feedback about wearing masks is starting to become really negative, but it could be just a part of our life moving
I
forward.
know. I know.
So
Yeah.
let's make the best of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Let's look pretty funky while we're doing that, though.
That's
Like
right.
that
And,
idea.
and show off somebody's gifts and talents and
Yes.
creativity. Yeah. It was really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Plus, you know what, Melanie, I think it really makes people feel good when they feel they can contribute to others and give to others.
Yes, I totally agree. They say that there's helpers hormones, which is those natural hormones that our body gives off when we help people, and they call it like a helper's high. Like you can just
Yeah.
feel so good physically about giving that
Yes.
it can become almost like you just want to do more,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's a good high to have.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think it's good that people feel they can contribute and help others. They have
Yeah,
something worthy of giving.
absolutely, and we all do.
Yes,
But then
absolutely.
there's this other thing that we've been seeing, especially on the media lately, about where sometimes or some of this COVID stress and anxiety and fear has really brought out the parts of people that aren't as, like, it's not kind, it's not compassionate, it's
Right.
condemning, criticizing, blaming. Um, and that's the part that I think has been really tough for me anyways, to watch and to witness.
Yeah, I totally agree. And even for myself, I'm constantly checking in, thinking, why are you feeling angry about this? Or someone's butting in line or something, right? And I'm thinking you need to be more patient, right? What's the big deal? So it also makes us check in with ourselves to see exactly how are you feeling and why are you feeling this?
Yes. Steve, exactly, because I have noticed myself when I'm out of the grocery store, I'm out in public, even actually when I'm here home with my kids, I can let the stress and the fear and the worry and the restrictions, all these four walls climbing in on me, I can get that, I can let that get to me.
Yes.
And then I find the ugliness comes out of me towards other people.
Yeah.
So I start blaming or I start targeting, and it has nothing to do with them. It actually is what I'm carrying in my own heart.
Yeah, it's how you're feeling at that time. You're just projecting those emotions to other people.
Exactly right. Now, I really believe that hurting people hurt people.
Yeah.
I believe that we all have hurt in our heart. We all have brokenness. And I don't say that as a put down or as an insult. I actually see that as a gift. And the more
Oh,
that,
okay.
the more that we can embrace our brokenness, accept our brokenness, and allow it to create compassion in our hearts for other people who are broken, the better our relationships and our connections with other people will be.
Oh, I agree. I think the most important thing is to look inside of ourselves, look inward to see exactly where we are as far as, say our mental state.
Yeah.
I know for me, just talking about Baker Park, going outside, spending out time with nature, I really notice the difference, how I feel afterwards, right? It's like
Yes.
you've got connection with something that's real,
Yeah.
right? Versus, if I spend an hour, watching the news or listening to social media, that can be really depressing for me. And
Yes.
we had talked about how I've really curtailed the amount of social media that I'm actually exposing myself to.
Yes. Me too. And it reminds me of that classic children's book called How Full Is Your Bucket?
Yes.
So if we fill our buckets with things like gardening, like
Yeah.
walks in nature, like nourishing relationships with other people, we can then use our bucket to fill other people's buckets.
Yes.
But if we do activities that take out of our bucket, like watching too much
Yeah.
difficult news on the television, like not getting enough sleep, like not getting enough time for ourselves, that comes out of our bucket and we're left empty. We're left wanting. We're left
Yes.
feeling like there's not enough for us to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I totally agree. It's important for our buckets to be full,
Yeah.
full of positive thoughts, positive actions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I believe, and I want to know what you think about this, but I really believe that our way of connecting with others in a respectful, nurturing, compassionate way. So, in other words, our way to break down the barriers of ableism, sexism, racism, classism, heterosexism. Have I missed any?
There's probably lots of isms that we just can never ever, talk about. But I
Yes.
think the gist of the thing is to look about how we can connect with others based on our similarities.
Yes.
To do that, for me, I have to have a really heightened awareness of where I'm coming from.
Absolutely. Knowing what's in your heart, what needs to be worked on, processed,
Yeah.
really looked at, and then held with gentleness so that then you can connect with others in the same sort of way.
Yeah. You want to share the joy. It's
Yeah,
all about sharing, right?
it is.
And you want to share positive things. You want to share the joy.
Yeah. Yep. And the peace and the self-acceptance. And that's
Yeah.
why I really honor the brokenness within me, as opposed to, I used to be like, I'm actually a recovering perfectionist,
Okay.
realizing that that's just I'm never going to achieve perfection. It's an unattainable goal. So
Yeah.
I've shifted it to be able to, instead of valuing the perfection part of me, I value the brokenness part of me, because that allows me
Okay.
to then connect with people at that same level.
Yes.
Because we've all had stuff in our past that's been hard to get over. We've all had stuff that, we've struggled with, that we've condemned ourselves for, that we have held guilt for. And if we could just let that go, or just accept it as a part of us, and it makes us who we are today, then I can then extend that same kindness to others. And like you said, connect with them on the basis of our similarities and not our differences.
No, absolutely. And I think in turn, right? I mean, that it's sort of like a complete circle. The more we can be compassionate of others and understanding of, recognize the similarities, the more we'll feel better about ourselves,
Yes.
because we'll realize we're not so isolated. We actually have way more in common than we do differences.
Yes. Isn't that true? Like it's just a cycle.
Yeah,
The more we give up,
totally.
the more we get, which is allowing
Yeah,
us to give out more as well.
yeah,
Yeah, this COVID-19 has been such a catalyst for change, a catalyst for us to see things and each other and ourselves differently.
Yes.
to then treat ourselves and others differently, but in a context of, you know, I mean, this COVID-19 doesn't discriminate. It hits anybody of any age, of any skin
Yep.
color, of any gender. It doesn't really matter. And so just in knowing that allows us to then just, yeah, see ourselves as being more same than different.
Oh, absolutely. And I think and it just, I think it makes me realize personally all the good things in my life.
Yeah.
Right. So when I think about, what's happening, I think I'm pretty fortunate that I haven't got sick yet. I'm fortunate that I'm surrounded, with my family and my two dogs. And
Yeah.
then I don't take for granted the tiny little things because I realize that some people can't do that. So I'm really lucky that I get to take my dogs out for a run,
Yeah.
twice a day in the
Yeah.
river valley, and I'm able to do that.
Yeah.
I can't imagine what it would like to live in a big urban center where you don't have that access.
Right. Yeah.
So you were mentioning Baker Park and going out yesterday and how many people were there. They were there for that very similar thing.
Yes.
It didn't matter where they came from, how old they were,
Yeah.
right? They were there because they wanted to get outside and get connected to the outdoors again.
That's right. And to each other. We all need
Yes.
that nourishment.
Oh, yes. Right. And you can see families, right? On Father's Day, families are connecting with their parents and with their sons and daughters. And,
Yes.
because we remember now, those are the things that are important.
Yeah. That's right.
Right? We don't have to worry about the way our hair looks or having, the most updated vehicle and things like that. It really, I mean, if you take a look at the news, it shows that our debt level has decreased
Yeah.
during this period of time.
Yes. Yes.
Right? So that's another positive thing is people are understanding they don't have to go out and buy the latest gadget to make themselves feel good.
That's right.
So I think it's really a period of reflecting upon ourselves and who we are and what we have in our lives that are good to offer.
Yeah. We've had a real shift in values. What's important to
Absolutely.
us. Yeah. Which
Yeah,
I
and I
think we needed.
well, I think so too, and I think it actually woke us up.
Yeah.
I think if we didn't have COVID, we'd still be plowing along doing the same thing that we've always done.
Yeah.
So I think it's a big step.
Yeah. Me too. So along those lines, Stephen, I thought that we could do a mindfulness today, which helps us to connect to people as ourselves. So it's
Sure.
called Just Like Me Compassion Practice.
Okay.
We're going to start a little bit with a loving kindness practice, and then we'll move into the Just Like Me compassion practice, where we really do get to visualize somebody, like one or a group of people in front of us, that we can extend kindness to, and that we can really just start to see the similarities and what connects us as opposed to what separates us.
Sure.
All right. So I'm not gonna focus a lot on breath today, because I know that there are some folks that focusing on their breath makes them feel really uncomfortable. So we're just gonna get into a place where we feel really, really,
Okay.
comfortable in our seat or lying down, whatever you like. I do always suggest that people put their feet against something solid, like the ground or a pillow or a footrest, something to just keep yourself grounded and in the present moment. And then if you like, you can close your eyes. If not, just keep your eyes softly open at something in front of you. But we're just going to start by relaxing our body. So just notice the parts of your body from your tip of your head to the tip of your toes. You might want to just do a gentle scan from your head to your face, to your neck, to your shoulders, to your chest, to your belly, down the length of your arms to the tip of your fingers, down through your legs, your calves, your ankles, and to the tip of your toes. Just scanning your body, maybe relaxing each part a little more as you have it in your mind's eye, and just allowing it to rest against the chair or the bed or wherever you are. Allowing yourself this moment to just be, nothing to do or change, just be. And see if you can feel the parts of your body getting a little heavier, a little softer against the chair or the bed, wherever your weight is lying. And then I want you to Imagine yourself in your mind's eye. This may be like an image of yourself or a sense of yourself. Could just be thinking of yourself engaging in activity, or just even how your body feels right now. And just feeling a sense. You might even put your hand over your heart, noticing that you're bringing a sense of loving attention towards yourself. Feeling the weight and the pressure of your palm as it rests on your chest. Feeling the energy and love radiating from your hand into your chest and into your heart. And then just imagining looking into your own heart, knowing that in your heart lies hope and hurt, joy and suffering from all the things that you've been through in your life. Remembering that you have been subject to sickness, and aging, to disappointment, to rejection, to abandonment, just like every other being. But you've also been subject to excitement and relief and celebration and love and happiness, just like every other being. And then, as you are able to, softly, in a whisper, or in your own mind, repeating these words softly and gently, feeling the sincerity and importance of your words. May I be peaceful. May I be free from suffering. May I be happy. And may I live with ease. And as you think about those phrases, if your mind wanders into different thoughts or feelings or physical sensations, just knowing that this is a normal thing that the mind will do, acknowledging the feelings or the thoughts, and then simply bringing your attention back to the image and to the phrases for yourself. Savoring any warm feelings that may arise, going slow. Taking a few more moments with this image or feeling of yourself. And then imagining someone in front of you. It may be somebody that you know, or somebody that you love dearly, somebody who's important in your life. Or it may be somebody who's fairly neutral. Somebody who you know, but you don't have a large connection with. You also may be able to picture somebody who is difficult in your life. Somebody that you've been struggling with. Whoever it is in front of you, it is your choice, and it feels right for you. Noticing that that person is a fellow human being just like you. This person also has a heart, and this person's heart has also been subject to suffering, to disappointment, to hurt, to betrayal. But their heart has also been subject to love and acceptance, to excitement and celebration, just like you. And as you're looking at that person, that image of the individual in front of you, softly repeat these phrases after me. This person has a body and a mind just like me. This person has feelings, thoughts, and emotions just like me. This person has experienced physical and emotional pain and suffering during his or her life, just like me. This person has at some point been sad, just like me. This person has had times in their life when they're disappointed, just like me. This person has felt anger, just like me. This person has been hurt by others, just like me. This person has felt unworthy or inadequate at times, just like me. This person worries, just like me. This person is sometimes frightened, just like me. This person will die, just like me. This person has longed for friendship, just like me. This person is learning about life, just like me. This person wants to be caring and kind to others, just like me. This person wants to be content with what life has given, just like me. This person wishes to be free from pain and suffering, just like me. This person wishes to be happy, just like me. This person wishes to be safe, strong, and healthy, just like me. This person wishes to be loved, just like me. Now allowing some wishes for well-being to arise. I wish that you have the strength, resources, and social support to get through the difficulties in your life with ease. I wish that you'll be free from suffering and pain. I wish that you'll be peaceful and happy. And I wish that you'll be loved because you are a fellow human being, just like me. And so, taking a few more moments to stay in that space with the person that you've envisioned. And then, as this mindfulness practice comes to a close, starting to take in more and more of the sounds around you. You may wish to move in whatever way feels comfortable. And then, as you are ready, slowly opening your eyes and returning to this discussion. How was that, Steve?
It was good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think it was a very good feedback and good instructions.
Yeah. I have to give credit to Mindful, www.mindful.org, for this wonderful Just Like Me compassion practice. And what I'll do is I'll put a link on it onto our YouTube page.
Okay,
Put a
that's
link to
perfect.
it so that, and it, because it also comes, if people prefer not my voice, it also comes with an audio.
Oh, okay.
You can try
Nice.
out a different voice and see if
Yeah,
that speaks a little better to you. But I wasn't even participating in it, but I really enjoyed it even as I was
yeah,
facilitating
yeah. I
it.
find actually your voice is very soothing. So do my two dogs.
Did they come in?
Yes, absolutely. As soon
They
as they
did.
hear that voice. So I
That's,
think it transcends everything, right? To all living creatures.
that's awesome. Yes,
Yeah, yeah,
mindfulness for dogs. That could be our
yes,
next job. Yeah.
yeah. Well, they do a pretty good job of it if you watch it.
Aw,
Yeah.
cool.
No, it was good. I think it's good. It's good for people to be reminded to do that.
Yeah. I just love that whole idea of envisioning somebody in your mind, especially during this time of self-isolation. So, envisioning your loved ones and just wishing those thoughts of loving kindness towards them. And, I wouldn't be surprised at all if those people just feel something in that moment. They just feel a presence or a comfort that's unexplainable to them until they find out that we were thinking of them in this moment and wishing them those goodwill
Yeah, and I think
wishes.
when we participate in this exercise, right, when we think of a particular person, then we want to reach out to them
Yes.
and let them know that we appreciate them and we value them.
Yes, and I think we connect with them in a different way after that. We're a little kinder, we're a little more accepting, we're a little more tolerant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
insightful where they're coming from, right? It's not
Yeah,
always us.
that's right.
So yeah. So I think
Yeah,
that's, having said that, I think it's important for us not to be selfish during this time, but
yeah,
really to reach out to others and to give to others.
yeah.
So many different examples that are happening in our society, little tokens and gestures of kindness.
Yes.
We need
Yeah.
to constantly remind ourselves of that.
Yeah, I was really encouraged by hearing that on Neighbor Day this weekend, there was a bunch of communities and people that came together in the Northeast to help the neighbors who had been affected by the storms last week.
Yeah, yeah, that's a great example, right? Where people are sort of thinking, well, I'm not so bad off as these people are.
Yeah,
And that's
yeah,
one devastation added on to another. So you can imagine those people that are affected, their stress level must have gone right through the roof,
through the roof.
right? I can't imagine what that would be like.
No. But we can connect at the level of feelings. So even if we've never been through that devastation, we've had that feeling of disappointment, of despair, of what am I going
Yes.
to do now, for whatever situation that we've had in our own lives. And if we can connect at those feelings with people, then we will be able to better support through whatever event or situation comes up.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think just validating other people's feelings and realizing that they're real,
Yes. Yeah.
right? These are real things that are happening. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think it's good.
Well, thanks for being a part of our discussion this morning, Steve. I just always love your insight and all
Oh,
your
you're
wisdom.
welcome.
I really
Thanks for inviting me.
benefit from it. Yes, of course. And we'll do this again next week too.
You bet. All right.
All right. Well, everyone have a great week. And
Yes, everyone. Enjoy.
we'll see you next week.
Bye bye.
Bye, everyone.